I wanted to ask a question related to public housing. And so in October of 2022, the governor of New Brunswick had announced that they were going to build 380 new public housing units over 4 years, as well as making renovations to 110 vacant units. And so this was to be 120 units in St. John, Fredericton, Moncton, 40 in each, 68 units in the northern region of the province, and 192 units in areas of greatest need. And so my understanding is that the minister said that that was the previous government's number, and so I would like to know how many of those 380 units have been built, and what is this government's number for the number of public housing units that they are going to build.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to the member opposite. As of right now, we have 233 units under construction, nearing completion, with an intended additional 40 units this year. Subsequent years, we aim to hit 100 a year. I talked yesterday also about the opportunity for transformational change. We see an opportunity here to transform the way we fund public housing and the way that we pay for it. As an opportunity to increase that capacity. I do. The team probably gets a little nervous when I say that, but I want to continue to hold us to that commitment of transformational change as government and transformational change in the way we do business here at the Housing Corporation, which means we've got to get serious about how we fund public housing and whether or not paying the full price up front is the right way to do it.
Okay. Thank you to the minister through the chair. And I agree that we need transformational change. I'll be curious to see exactly what that looks like as it's rolled out. And I do think, and I think the minister agrees with this, that non-market housing, non-profits, cooperative housing needs to be part of that, and that they need the funding and the financing in order to be able to achieve those goals. Could the minister speak to, the 40 units this year, and then it'll be 100 the following subsequent years? In terms of the rural-urban divide, how many of the housing units are planned to be, or the goal is for them to be, in rural areas? Because as the minister's heard me say many times, the housing crisis has also hit rural areas, and when we don't support that, it just increases the pressure on the urban areas. Thank you.
So I can get quite specific about the units that are headed this year as part of that 40. And then what I'll say about next subsequent years is really about assessing need in communities and land development based in those communities. I had flagged that as one of our biggest hurdles is land development. So I'll use this as an opportunity to plug to municipalities and to rural service districts and all of our municipal entities. Help us find land. Help us find land, bring it to us, and we'll make sure that we come up with a strategy and a vision for those communities. As of right now, we've got 2 units headed for Moncton, 8 units headed for Fredericton, so this is individual buildings, 2 units headed for St. John, 2 units headed for Saint-Quentin, 2 units headed for Campbellton, 4 units headed for Nakawik, and then a 20 unit headed for St. John. So that's the breakdown of the 40. It'll continue to shift as we assess need, like I said, need, land development, all of those challenges as the makeup for what the rest of the units look like in years to come.